Now that we have started to put together some of our side components, our legs are done, we've done the taper on them, we are ready to start assembling the actual side pieces to the legs. On the short aprons, we will be connecting those to the legs with 2 pocket screws. And on the lower supports, we will be connecting those to the legs with dowels. Now we've already drilled the holes in our lower supports for the dowels. We now need to lay out our hole locations for our legs. To do this, I'm first going to use a square and transfer my center line for my holes. After that, I'm going to continue transferring that center line onto the front of my project. After I've transferred those lines, I'm going to clamp together my project. Basically, I'm dry fitting it together. And we want to adjust all the pieces exactly where they're going to need to go. You want to be absolutely sure that the top edge of the short apron and the top edge of our leg is flush. Additionally, I have my short apron centered on the side of my leg. And then we'll add another clamp to the lower portion. And it's at this time too that you want to check all of the components and make sure that everything is lining up. And everything looks good, so I'm going to transfer those lines onto my legs. After that, you can unclamp everything. But before I move any components, I'm going to label my sides A and A, the next one B and B, C, C, D, D, so that when I take this apart and move the pieces around, I'm able to get them back together. After that, I'm going to take a square and extend those lines. Additionally, I'm going to locate the center of my legs, use a scratch awl to put a small divot, and then we can line up our drill guide with our hole location. And we want to make sure to only drill half the distance of the dowel. I would highly recommend sanding off your pencil lines, but keeping those letter identification marks for our lower supports. If we assemble this together and leave the pencil marks on, they are very, very difficult to sand off later. Once all of our holes have been drilled for the lower support dowels, we are ready to move on to the next step.